Greetings RC friends, welcome to Props and Wheels. It is 2 a.m. very early on a Saturday morning and I am awake and I should be in bed. Well, I was in bed, probably can tell from my breathe-right nasal strip as well as my pajamas, but I couldn't sleep. Why? Because my mind was racing. I had too many thoughts on my mind. So much great RC stuff and so little time to review them. So what I did, I came downstairs to review this. I received this package yesterday from Banggood. And it is a mini drone. Very small, mini drone. From Eachine. It is E012. I am a big fan of Eachine airplanes, helicopters, drones. I have reviewed them. Planes, for example, the mini Warbird series. Like this F4U Corsair from Eachine, which turned out to be a great little airplane. And Volantex RC is also a sibling brand of Eachine. You know, for example, this Mustang, P51D Mustang from Mini Warbird series. This I got under the Volantex RC brand, but you can buy it under Eachine brand as well. And I only had good experience with Eachine, with the drones, helicopters, and very soon I'll be starting to review of these Eachine RC cars as well. And there's another one on the way. So when I saw this on sale, I think it was $10.99 with the shipping. I paid only $12.69 shipped to my door. It arrived yesterday and it was located in Banggood, USA warehouse. So it came within a week or so after I ordered it. So let's open it up and see if it is going to live up to my expectations that I got from my previous reviews of Eachine aircraft. Well, it is tiny and it has ducts around its four little rotors, and that's great because I think if it flies well, this is going to be great for beginners. I mean, look at the size. This is one of the smallest drones I have probably. And another great thing is it has a little battery that you can swap. So it is not integrated. You can just put it in. If you have multiple of these, you can just keep flying. A little controller, toy grade controller of course, which takes two AA batteries. And what else came in the box? Well, what I see inside is one set of spare propellers and the battery charger over here. And that's it, very basic. And of course, an instruction manual, which feels higher quality than usual, like the usual Chinese ones. And it is in multiple languages. Starting in English. So that's great. So far everything looks good. Nice boxing. And they have different versions. So I don't even remember which version I ordered, so we are going to see together. So what I'm going to do next is start charging the battery, put two AA's into the transmitter, and then be back binding and flying this thing. The charger light went off, so that means the battery is all charged up. Before I start testing it, I would like to point out one thing, which is there are three models of this. I got the lowest model, which is Eachine E012. So this does not have altitude hold or anything special. So you control the throttle manually to control the altitude, which is not great for beginners. So if you are a beginner, you should probably get one of the other two models. The next one is E012HC. H is for the altitude hold and C is for the camera. And in that version, I don't know how they did it, but I was watching videos, they actually fit a little micro SD card slot here. So in that model, you can actually insert a slot and it will go into a board, which is attached to the camera. Instead of a camera, mine has just a LED light in the front. So apparently that will record the video and photos directly on the SD card, but you cannot transmit it to your phone. And the last model, E012 again, it has the altitude hold, but it also has a Wi-Fi camera. So you'll be transmitting the photos and videos to your phone directly via an app through Wi-Fi connection. Now, I was just checking the Banggood website, and this is on group buy for $8.99. So it requires at least 2 people buying it. I'm not sure by the time I post this video that deal will still be on, but go check it out. Still $10.99 plus shipping is pretty good price for such a tiny little quadcopter, especially if it flies well. And as I mentioned, this has replaceable battery. I love that fact. So let's place the battery in, and they also provide a little tab. So once you put the battery in, it's tight in there, so it makes it easier to remove the battery. The only problem is I probably have to connect the battery first, because this has a very tiny connector, not one of the low-C connectors, and it is a little difficult to get in if you have especially large fingers. So it will be easier for kids to put it in. And then let's push the battery in its place. Now, as you can see, there's a nice LED lights. So it has a bright white LED light in the front, a red light on the back, green on right and left, and a blue LED on the front bottom. And I was reading the manual. So as I mentioned, these are the basic controls. This is controls right, left, forward and backward lean or movement. And this controls the throttle, and this is the rotation. And then there are 2 buttons. This button on the right hand side is the auto return or return to home function. So from the direction you take off, you go, you press it, it will come back in the opposite direction. This button on the left is the headless mode. So it means that once you activate the headless mode, it will go forward, backward, right and left. It doesn't matter which orientation it is. I do not recommend this for people who would like to learn how to fly drones or helicopters, because it will create bad habits. And then there is a flip function. And to activate that, you press the right stick in and then go right, left, back or forward, and it will flip in that direction. And finally, there is a speed selector, which is done by pressing the left stick in like this, and it will cycle through low, medium and high speed and come back to the low speed. Now let me turn on the controller. So I pull the throttle all the way down, turn on the controller, the lights stop blinking. Now we have to bind by going up and down, and now it should be bound. As you can see, there is also a gyro calibration, and the drone needs to be on a flat surface, and you pull both of these sticks down and to the right like this, and as you have seen, the lights blinked quickly, and that means the gyro calibration has been done. And let me show you the speed selector. So it's in speed 1 or low speed. So it beeped twice, that's the medium, and this is the highest speed, and you press again, it came back. Now let's do the indoor flight testing. Okay, let's take off. It looks very stable for the size. Usually the smaller drones are less stable than the larger ones, but this is very stable right now. It's drifting a little bit, and I can fix that by using the trims. Okay, I think that kind of fixed it. Still coming a little bit towards me. Still coming towards me. It was really out of trim. Okay, I think I'm getting closer, and it's also drifting to the left a little bit. Okay, so it looks good. So this is the first speed. Still quite fast. I mean, for its speed, it's going quite fast. I'm going to take it to the second one. So 2 beeps. Now it's moving. Yes, baby, it's moving. And third speed. I mean, it's not going to win any races, but hey, this is pretty good for a tiny little drone. I'm going to move it back to the first and do a couple flips. Oh, what happened? Don't like that too much. Or I did something stupid, I'm not sure. And it's drifting, no it's not. It doesn't lose too much altitude, but you still have to modulate the throttle when you are doing the flip afterwards. Just goes up and then down again a little bit. There we go. And then by the way, the lights are beautiful. Let's see how it rotates. In the first speed mode, the low speed, it's not that fast. Let's try. That was the high speed mode. Again, high speed mode. Flies really good. I'm really impressed. I mean, Eachine impressed me again. I mean, look at that, and it looks beautiful. With all those lights, it looks beautiful. I'm going to turn off let me land it. I'm going to turn off the lights so you can see how it looks like when it's dark. So let me turn this one off, and I hope you can still see it. I can. And I'm telling you, you can easily fly this in the park at night. It's beautiful. And then once my eyes adjusted to the darkness, it's very easy to see. I can even land it on the spot. Now let's test the headless mode and the return to home function. So in the headless mode, it's kind of like blinking like that, so I'm going to rotate it. It doesn't matter which way I'm pulling. So I'm pushing the control forward, it's going forward. And I took off a little crooked, so I'm paying for that right now, but you know, it really goes right and left, doesn't matter which way it's oriented. You know, if I pull the controller towards me, it's coming towards me. So that's working. Let's bring it out of the headless mode. I think the battery is low. Let's try the return to home function. So I'm going to go a little far. Hey, yeah, it's coming. Okay, I stopped it by just giving a forward control. So the battery life, okay, so the battery is done. It's full throttle. But hey, 5 minutes, probably it flew for 5 minutes. I'm happy. You can buy more batteries. I believe the battery on this one is one cell, 150 milliamp hours. You can get these for like $1 or $2, and if you get 5 of those, you can fly for half an hour. I'm not sure how well you can see me, but it is 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and there is a little bit of light coming from the street light. And here is our little drone, very colorful at night. I have to tell you, I love it. And I only have this fixed camera, so I'm going to do my best to keep it in the frame. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to set it to speed 3 because there's a little bit of breeze. So I press the left hand stick twice, and let's throw it in the air and get it started. As you can see, there is a little bit of breeze. I'm going to try to keep it in the frame, which is going to be a challenge. I'm flying against the wind and its chain keeps changing. But it is doing well. Let's go forward, and while trying to keep it in the frame. And let's bring it back. With the red light on the back, it's easy to see. And let me bring it a little close to the camera because otherwise you don't see much. I wish I had a camera person who can track it. That would have been so much better. But unfortunately, I'm the only one awake at this time. And the wind is not making it easier, so I'm going to cut it short, but it is definitely a night flyer, but on maybe a calmer night will be a little easier. Okay, let's finish this flight and I'll give you my final verdict. I hope you can still see me. Here I am. Actually, it's light probably will shine on me better. It is a fantastic little flyer for only $11. I cannot believe I got it so cheap. And this is the most basic version. If you buy the one with just camera or Wi-Fi camera, you will also get the altitude hold function. If you are a beginner, I would recommend getting that. But I know the camera version is more expensive. So there are better mini drones with altitude hold that are much cheaper without the camera. But if you are transitioning, this could be your second mini drone without the altitude hold, this basic model. And you can fly it almost anywhere. It's tiny, you can put it in your pocket. I like the battery that you can just easily pull out and put in a new battery. And this ducted design makes it so much more resilient. We can hit the walls or the ceiling and it will just bounce off. You have to probably get something like a stick into the props in order to break them. And this is so lightweight, nothing is going to happen even if it falls out of the sky. So I highly recommend it. If you are planning to buy some Christmas present, it is the time to get a couple of those and use them as stocking stuffers. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this night review. Hope to see you on the next video. Stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye bye.